Alright, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Skylar Gonzalez. Welcome back, Northside Talks, episode 17. Got a big episode today, joined by my guys, Milan Stanchu and golly, Jelani Goodrich Reed. What's going on?
Mr. Pigden, you're alive.
Yo. It's been a minute. I know. It's been a long time.
What do we have here? What you been up to, brother? Golly.
Yeah, bro. Busy schedules these days, obviously. I didn't realize we're at episode 17. Damn.
Yeah, yo.
We're putting in the work. But yeah, sometimes
Life.
it's duty calls, bro. Life calls. But we're here, bro. We're here. Let's go.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, we were talking about beforehand, basketball, some soccer stuff. Who knows what else we get into? It's just kind of the flow of the podcast, I guess, at this point. But going off the conversations we've had last few weeks or so, kind of on and off, I feel like it's time we finally address the whole MVP talks thing. Because obviously us being, I guess specifically us in Toronto, Canada, we kind of hear more about MVP talks because, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the guys that are front running the MVP race right now, and it's him, it's Jokic, it's just those two that you hear about realistically. Those were 1 and 2 last year. What are your guys' thoughts on all that, man? Do you think Shai has a shot this year? Because it seems like the way the media is going and the way the propaganda you hear, I see a lot of stuff from Shai these days. Whereas last year it was, I know obviously Jokic won it, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, they're definitely gonna lean that way. I already know what it is. Like, Joker's done this, That's what they say. Joker's done this. Joker, he's whatever in Denver. We don't stay up and watch the games in Denver. So, it is what it is with him. Even though his numbers completely comparable to what he's done in his MVP campaigns already. And you could argue he's actually doing better, across the board. So, again, I don't mind if he wins it. I really don't. I know if he does, then people are going to be like, a 4th MVP, that's crazy, blah, 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 all that sort of rhetoric. But I do know what's going to happen because, Skyler, you just brought it up, like, the media. It's going to be Shai's award to lose. Yeah. Aura Man, or the Aura MVP, It's his award to lose at this point. OKC's a good team. Obviously, usually the best player on the best team wins it. But that's also why, don't look. I don't think he's gonna win, but like Donovan Mitchell, I think he deserves some love.
Sure.
I know the Cavs have had a good year. He's the leader. You typically see the best, team in the conference. Their guy is usually in the talks. I don't think he's gonna win it, but I would say
That's your third.
Yeah, I would say give him that credit, give him that respect. Actually, maybe my third right now might be Giannis. Giannis had a really good year.
I put Cat.
Cat. The guy that Draymond called out?
Draymond doesn't know anything about basketball. Draymond is... I think Cat's playing at a different level this year, bro. Because I think, like, everyone saw Cat play really, really well last year with the T-Wolves, but didn't expect him to almost elevate it come this trade, right? Is it fair to say he's the best player on the Knicks right now?
Yeah, because Brunson's out for what?
Yeah.
Even when Brunson's healthy,
wow.
When Brunson's there, it's Brunson.
He's a different.
Yeah.
I think Cat just brings a different dynamic that we're not really used to seeing in New York for the last little while. So, and then the fact Brunson's out for the next however long, I think that amplifies the fact that Cat is talking.
I think even healthy Braun's in that conversation, bro. Healthy Braun this last 2 months, right?
Oh yeah, MVP voting,
yeah.
He should be, but so I pulled up. Actually, you know what? Let me go to NBA.com. Let me see if I can figure this out. The top MVP voting chart, whatever, right now actually has Nikola Jokic number 1 as of this week. Shai's number 2, Giannis is 3rd.
Nice.
That kind of makes sense. I feel like those were the 3 for a lot of this year. Like I feel like Giannis has been 3rd for.
Yeah.
I think there was a time where Giannis might have been 2nd or even 1st for like a week or two.
He was playing really well this year, man.
Yeah. 4th is Jason Tatum. 5th, Donovan Mitchell. And then after that, it's Steph, Evan Mobley, which is kind of crazy to me, but Evan Mobley, LeBron James, Kate Cunningham, Jalen Brunson. round
So
out
Cat's
top
not in
10.
the top 10?
Cat's not even in the top 10.
Yeah,
Cause
that's
because Brunson's the
disgusting.
guy there, man. Because
I
Brunson
don't think
is
so,
like
bro. Not this
he's
year.
the
Not this
engine.
year.
He's the
Oh,
engine,
oh,
bro.
they did say it does say here if you were to add another 5, it's not in order, but Towns would be the next 5, so 10 to 15 or 11 to 15, whatever it is. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like take in, bro. Jokic might theoretically, if the Embiid stuff didn't happen and this year goes his way, he'd have 5, bro. You know how
And
ridiculous that
it's
is.
deserved, bro.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, he's
No,
one of
but
a
here's my
kind.
problem, bro. Last year, and listen, I'm gonna say this before I get onto this. I love Shai, bro. That's a representative of Canadian basketball. All love to Shai. The fact that he got second place over Luca last year is disgusting,
Yeah,
right? I think Luca should have been
Agreed.
number 1, but that's
yeah,
besides the
Agreed.
point.
I agree.
Because you can still have an argument between
Fuck.
who's better, Jokic or Luca. I think it was Luca, but I can
Yeah.
give it up if you want to give it to Jokic, right?
Yeah,
Record or whatever. But Shai had no business being above Luca last year,
yeah.
right?
This guy's cooking, bro. The pot is hot right now, bro. The stove is hot. Ouch! It's cooking.
I think
This
it's
year,
what
this
go
year
on.
I'll give Shai the respect, but bro, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter if he scores 50 a game or 45 a game like he does every few nights when he with like 45 free throws. I don't care, bro. Jokic puts up 30, 20, and 20, and we're not even talking. Like I don't even see coverage on it. I don't even see coverage on
insane.
it. What are we talking about?
More
What
coverage
it's-
about Bronny than Jokic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
It's
facts.
insane, bro.
But you
That's
know what? It's
nasty.
honestly coming to. It's just coming back to like what we were seeing with Russ when he was just triple double, to where it's like people just got desensitized
But
to
Russ
it.
wasn't playing the most winning basketball with that.
No,
Kind of
no,
style, though. Like,
no,
he
yeah,
games.
I agree. But in terms of
And
like,
they're efficient.
what you're seeing in the media about it, people are just
Yeah,
desensitized to
Yeah,
that
they're
stuff
just
now.
it's
where
it's
just-
regular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like whatever now. But no, like I appreciate like when Russ was doing it, I appreciated that because it was something we never seen before, and he kept doing it
Yeah,
constantly.
but even
And
like
same with Jokic.
yeah,
Like it's crazy that he's able to do it night after night. And if you look at Denver, I don't trust them to be honest this year. I really don't as a team. So I just look at Jokic and I'm saying this guy's carrying the majority of the load every day. And it's not easy to do what he's doing, bro. 30, 20, 20.
I think
Hello?
I think when you go back to, I think we might have said this a few weeks ago. I think when you go back to the actual definition, the whole MVP thing, like the Jokic-less minutes for the Nuggets is a well documented thing. Like that's nasty when they don't have Jokic on the court. Whereas for Shai, like
But
I'm not.
You also can't hold like a player prisoner for his team being good. That's also not fair.
No, yeah, you can't. But I'm saying like that does matter though. Like the fact you can see that, but like I think Shai, when Shai's not on the court for the Thunder, yeah, you're missing your main offensive scoring option, but your system doesn't change that much. Like you're still getting the same looks, whether it's from J-Dub, whether it's from whoever. You're generating the same kind of offense. When Denver doesn't have Jokic on the court, I'm sorry, not everyone is 7'2" and can bring up the ball like that and just be a wizard. You know what I'm saying? So it looks a lot different. So I feel like that's his case. That's his claim for it. But yeah, back to the triple double thing, like the Russ stuff and everything like that. Like even for us, like I think a lot of people did appreciate what Russ was doing, but like seeing 30, 10, and 10 every game, I'm pretty sure that was what his averages were when he won the MVP.
31.
When he would have a game that was 15, 12, and 11, let's not lie, we would be like, he was all right. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was cool. When it's like, bro, that is still ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where people are at with Jokic, or that's where people have been hitting specifically this year. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's weird. I feel like the whole, because that Embiid season, and I don't, this is just pure speculation and everything like that. Yeah, Kendrick Perkins doesn't go off on that rant saying whatever he said. We don't have to reiterate it. But
no, but then again, like the thing is, no, I think Jokic should have won that year again. But again, this is kind of like this year. It's like a toss-up. Like you could still give it to Embiid though. Like Embiid had a great year. You know
he
what I mean?
did.
The way that bro went about it,
Yeah,
acting
no,
as
that
if
was
Jokic
ridiculous.
had no business winning it.
Yeah.
Because bro was white. Please don't do this. Don't do that, bro. He was talking about, oh yeah, Steve Nash, Larry Bird, MVPs. What were those? What were the? Or Dirk Nowitzki. What was that? What are we talking about? Please have some respect for the game of basketball. Okay, that was the most unethical MVP that we saw. Because again, Embiid had a really good year. He did.
Well, what's he
and I
done
admit
since?
it.
Yeah. I think genuinely what happened, bro, I think people started to finally sympathize with Embiid because prior to that, he was in the top 3 every year, but Giannis won 2 MVPs, Jokic won 2 MVPs. So you're going on 5 years of the same guy being second or third MVP voting, and it's like, we'll just give him one. You know what I mean? Just get him out of here, give him one, just so we can move on.
Man. Like, come on, man.
But I wonder
I don't need to hear.
I wonder if they never did that. If they didn't, because let's just call a spade a spade. If they didn't rob Jokic of that MVP, again, Embiid had a great season, but I think if everyone can do it again, Jokic, right? If they didn't do that, I wonder if they would have kind of, I don't want to say robbed. I wonder if they would have been more tempted to give the MVP to Luka last year, knowing that Jokic already has his.
I think Luka should have had it.
I think he should have had it too, but
Luka was the MVP.
I feel like part of the reason why
I had Jokic, but then as the season, like I had Jokic, but then as the season kept going on, I was like, nah, Luka might take this.
Yeah,
real.
Yeah,
and then Shai got the second place.
That was crazy.
So, like I mean, Shai. It's also because like Shai, like I know the Thunder are good, but even when he's not on the court either, like and you're asking who's the other guy, like some nights it will be J-Dub, some nights it's not J-Dub, right? Mm. Some nights you're looking for that other guy that could be the engine, and there's not really that guy sometimes.
They're a good team.
So that's why sometimes like it's looking like okay, yeah, Shai's the MVP. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
what are you saying?
So is it time we have a conversation about do we change the MVP award to not be a regular season award but a cumulative for the season? Because realistically speaking, bro, if we start giving it like breaking it down to when that guy's off the court, this team sucks. Bro, take any of the bottom dwellers that have their best player, and what are they doing when that guy's off? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like that should be the MVP then, in that sense. But we don't even give that credit because they're not winning games. So I think it's got to be like it's got to change to a point where this gets awarded after the finals, after all the basketball for the season's done. Because this doesn't make sense anymore, bro. Luka last year went through everybody in the West. That guy that finished second, he smoked them, bro. Destroyed him. And you're doing that with beers in his hand and shisha.
Like shisha overweight.
They traded him, bro.
And he was fat. And they went and traded him, bro.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? Good segue. Speaking of the Dallas Mavericks, this doesn't have to be a big conversation, but just so we were talking about seeing it on.
These guys suck, bro.
Yeah, see it on social media, everything like that. I was telling Milan, genuinely, I had to like really, really fact check this. Like I had to see it multiple times. I think the first time I saw it was like almost a week ago. I had to see this multiple days to see that it's not NBA Centel because that guy is on a generational run, bro. I had to really make sure. But apparently, there's because of like injuries and salary cap stuff, whatever. There's a chance. I don't know how big of a chance. There's a chance that the Dallas Mavericks might have to forfeit some games. I've never heard of that in my life. And it's because everybody's like, they're even, people are like, oh, why don't you just call up guys from the G League? Brother, they're getting injured too. Okay.
They have 5 guys left. They have enough for start, like, no socks.
Brother, I was looking at their team at the injuries. And this isn't in any order. This is just the way the list is. Dante Exum, Jaden Hardy, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, Caleb Martin, Oliver Maxence Prosper, Kai Jones, and Derek Lively. All out. Wow. That's like, what, 9 people, if I was counting that correctly?
That's so bad.
9 people. Bro, the basketball gods are livid. They're pissed.
What do they do at practice? No practice?
I don't know. God, they're probably just wrapping everybody in bubble wrap.
Practice, bro. No, don't run no damn practice.
Last thing we need is someone to take a hard step and then, knees shattered. But
that's insane.
I don't know. I saw.
I've never heard this before. Like a forfeit, like potentially having to forfeit.
Yeah, I don't even.
But yeah, they have no one available. Like it's just like, what are you gonna do? And this is what they get. Like I'm not upset about this. This is what they get. Nico Harrison. You made this. You did this, bro. The people of Dallas. Because
his excuse was health.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Look, man, as a Cowboys fan, I do live in Dallas, okay? I do have support for the other Dallas teams, because we love each other, right? So I feel for the Mavericks fans, man. Like, they don't deserve this. We literally made the finals last year. Imagine, you made the finals this year? your other people are looking at your team like, you guys can't get on the court. You're not available because you're all hurt, and your best player, prime years, got dished out to the most prominent franchise, bro. I would crash out, man. Nico Harrison has to go. He has to go. Bye. He's worse than Jerry Jones. He is a war criminal.
I saw this thread on Twitter, and again, this isn't like I went and did this own research. This is just for entertainment purposes, but I think some of the stuff is actually true. People were talking about the list of things that Nico Harrison has done as the Mavs GM. First and foremost, actually, did you guys know what he was doing beforehand? Like before he was a GM? So apparently,
Nike,
he was a Nike field representative for 19 years. Don't ask me what a field representative is, but a Nike field representative to NBA general manager, kind of crazy to me. Now, I don't know if this person missed out on, he was actually someone in the front office first, and then he was assistant GM, and then whatever. He just said this guy was employed as a Nike field representative for 19 years from 2002 to 2021. So, field representative to GM in, let's say, just a few years is nasty work to begin with. But he's in charge of trade import, and hindsight's 2020 for a lot of these trades. But one of the things was he traded Porzingis to Washington, and you fast forward to now, you know what I mean? Yeah, you might want that one back. Yeah.
No, but in the moment that made sense.
In the moment, this is what I'm saying.
The rest of them didn't make sense, but we still allowed it. That was the issue.
This is what I'm saying.
Not re-signing Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, that's the next one on the list. Not re-signing Jalen Brunson, who I feel like everyone forgets the same draft as Luka. Like
no one talks about.
Yeah, it was the same. Yeah. They were supposed to be like this, brother.
And they were playing really well together. They went to the conference finals that year.
Yep.
People forget that.
Yep.
And I don't know.
They decided to bring in I'm gonna make both Grant Williams. So that clearly didn't work out.
Batman.
There's the Luka trade. There's a few other ones. Obviously, I believe bringing in Christian Wood. Again, hindsight is 2020 for a lot of these trades. But just the fact that this is your shout out Alexander Isak. We can get into that in a little bit. The fact that's your resume in a very short amount of time. You know what I mean? It's not looking good. And the people of Dallas ain't got much hope going on in sports right now. I mean, the Dallas Stars are kind of exciting.
They're good. Yeah,
Miko Rantanen, shout out. They're kind of excited. Yeah, Cowboys are a little rough. Sorry.
We can
we can get into the Cowboys a little bit. I saw some beef. Oh, goodness gracious. I saw some, as he has a San Antonio Spurs hat on, by the way. This is a Texas on Texas rivalry.
Howdy.
But yeah, we kind of got off track a little bit there. We're talking about the MVP voting, and Milan said Donovan Mitchell. Oh no, Jelani said Donovan Mitchell. My bad. In MVP voting, and I kind of want to get into the whole Cleveland Cavaliers thing. Obviously, they lost today, but prior to that, I think it was like a 15, 16 game win streak. So I know throughout the season, I don't know. I'm just curious if your guys' opinions has changed. I think Milan's been kind of opinionated on it throughout the season. Are you guys a believer in the Cavs Nation, or we're not feeling that?
They're really good. I don't think I could see it though. Like,
it's not as bad as the Hawks though. Like that, you don't think they're gonna be like that though?
No, I don't, because I see the allegations on their name. 2015.
Relax.
Yeah, he's been on this.
Relax. Let's stop doing that. You don't believe that?
Finals, and then they lost to LeBron. I think they're way worse than the Hawks.
So do you think they're like a second round?
Bro, I think they might lose in the first round. I'm so serious.
I've seen some people say that, but like the matchups would be like who, like.
So let's say I think.
Shout out Trae Young though.
If they get Detroit, if Detroit somehow falls to the play-in, Detroit beats them in 7.
No.
Yes.
I don't know.
Jalen Duren, bro. Jared Allen's never. He hasn't seen Jalen.
I know he's good, but
playing against Jokic, bro. I'm telling you.
If they were,
I can't see that.
If it was to end today, if the league was to end today, obviously there's a play-in, so you're kind of just guessing. But the 7 and 8 seed right now is Atlanta and Orlando. So let's just assume the higher seeds win.
Both of them beat them.
You think both of them are beating them?
Orlando beat them today, but
Orlando beat the Cavs today, I think. Yeah,
and they're not even fully healthy.
I don't in a 7 game.
Yeah.
Four times, it's tough to beat. This Cavs team's pretty deep, right? Pretty deep roster, well coached. I think the past few years they've had their bruises in the playoffs. So is this the time they take that next step? Because now they have a bit more experience under their belt in the playoffs.
But
So
look,
I
you're
think
proven
they,
wrong. But this is
I
the
think,
fourth year now that I've seen this. They're so
yeah,
good, and then they come to the
and then
playoffs, and then they get smoked. Bro, they're ass. They're actually garbage. Like the Cavs are terrible. Like I'll give credit. I love the
yeah,
acquisition of DeAndre Hunter. I think that's a perfect acquisition for
yeah,
what they
that's
needed
good.
for that three, right?
Mhm.
But like
But
I'm not moved, bro. Like not at all. Like
first round, ooh, I don't know, bro. I think they'll make the conference finals and fall to Boston.
Boston. Yeah, I think that's the popular. I think that's the popular vote. That's
who
the
would
It's
they
a
play
popular.
second round? You think the Knicks? I think the Knicks whoop them.
I think they beat the Knicks
Nah,
like they
I saw
did.
last year. I saw the same thing. The lights got too bright for Jared Allen.
ah.
I know the Knicks took care of them what like a
That's
couple
a
years
seven
ago,
game
but
series to me.
this time around, yeah, it would be. I think it would be a long series, but
Yeah.
I think the Cavs, to me, they would get it done in six, and it would just be the difference of having that guy Donovan Mitchell. I think he will step up to the plate this time around, and I know the allegations are also on him from 2021, the Jazz. That year they were fantastic in the regular season, and then didn't do anything in the playoffs, and they fumbled against the Clippers.
Mhm.
So
No, I don't blame him for that.
there's that, but I just don't think they're winning the finals. I think that's also a popular. I see a lot of people say, yeah, Cavs winning the finals. Cavs winning the finals
I don't see
because they're
that.
so good. I don't see that.
Yeah, this is the first team in
But
NBA history that has two 15-game win streaks.
yeah,
And
no,
like
they're
I'm
crazy,
telling you, they're going on in the first round. You know how crazy that is, bro. I like that's someone that I have zero respect for them, bro.
bro. They're not getting out first round, man.
I don't think they're
Well,
getting out
You
first
know the
round.
truth, man.
I
You
wish
know
I
the
wish
truth.
Emmanuel was here.
I don't.
Yo, you want to bet? You want to bet?
Yeah, you want to bet money on it?
Bro, I'll literally put money on that, bro. Like, I just can't see it.
You know, it's weird though. I feel like the way the playoffs are shaping up this year specifically, I feel like there could be like a lot of long series. Like I don't think there's gonna be too many sweeps, too many 5 game series. Like I
That's
think a
good.
lot of them are gonna go 6-7.
I
Cause
think the mid-round teams are like real good. That's the thing this year. Like
yeah,
the teams that are like 4
the
to
4
6
5, the
are
four
all in both conferences are very very good.
yeah, the 4-5. So 4-5 is always a good thing because it's literally one. It's usually it's a few games apart that the teams are. So this
Yeah.
year in the East it'd be Milwaukee and Indiana. I think that's a pretty long series.
That's a good one.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a good
That's not a 4 game series. If you go to the West, it's Memphis and LA, the Lakers, not the Clippers. Not that anyone was confusing the two, but just to make sure, just to make sure. Yeah, I feel like there could be a lot of long series, especially with the Cavs. They might be one of those teams where the thing is with Detroit. I think like hypothetically, if Detroit were to fall into the play and handle their business, whatever. I wouldn't put money on Detroit just because it's their first playoffs. A lot of those guys' first playoff series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
Yeah.
take your lumps first and then figure it out. But if it was one and done's, yeah, I hear you. Out in the West though, how are you guys feeling about how the West shaping up? Because I feel there's been a lot of teams that have got Houston's the second seed still. Like that wasn't a myth earlier on. Like they're legitimately one of the best
Yeah,
teams in the West.
Crazy losing streak though, or if not a losing streak, they've been terrible since like the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Right,
They're on a 6 game win streak.
right now,
Like-
right now.
Brother,
Yeah,
that's
he's
long
talking-
enough. What do you mean?
Yeah, no, he's talking about that one stretch where like things weren't looking too good, but they woke back up. So, but I don't think they're doing anything in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's the same
sorry.
thing for me, but I just look at them as the West
Big
version
West,
of
big
Detroit,
West,
to be
sorry.
honest with you.
Really?
Not record wise, because clearly second in the West versus sixth, maybe playing in the East, is vastly different. But I think in terms of heading into this season, you have two teams where let's disregard the Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green beef, which is great for the NBA, by the way. They just had a plethora of young stars. Really, if you go Houston, you have Jalen Green, you have Amen Thompson, who's looking good, Alperen Sengun. People are kind of up in the air still with Jabari Smith. I haven't sold my stakes in that, but whatever. Jabari Smith is still whatever. Tari Eason was there. Yeah, he hasn't been great this year. And then Detroit, Cade, Asar Thompson, Jaden Ivey's there, Jalen Duran is there. So it's like They had
Not
all the
young.
young
Malik
pieces.
Beasley, though. Malik Beasley's literally been like.
I was talking about young players, but yeah, Malik Beasley's been doing good for them. Yeah, just a good young core to kind of build around. So where it's like you would expect if you were to project and they don't do nothing stupid like the Dallas Mavericks and trade some of their guys, that it should be, you know what I mean? It should be on the up and up. So I kind of compare them similarly. Obviously, Houston's been more successful being second on the West, but that is what it is. You guys want to give any opinions on who you guys think is going to match up in the finals? I feel like we're kind of.
Like, I don't know.
I feel like we're kind of
I think
leaning
we all
towards
have
Boston.
up the East.
Yeah.
I think it's like a collective. Like it's just too hard to have anyone really beat Boston, bar maybe like a huge injury to like Tatum or something, which I don't.
Even then, like I don't.
Even then, like they're so deep. You know what I mean? Like Drew Holiday is like the third choice guard sometimes because like Payne Pritchard's cooking, like he's sitting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I know the Cavs are deep too, but like I don't think in a 7-gamer they would win that. I think it would come down to like just because also the coaching I give edge to Missoula and like I think in the West though that I honestly have no clue all year. I've had no clue who's winning the West.
Give me Denver. Like give me Denver.
Denver, I don't trust Denver. I don't trust this year. I don't trust them. I don't. I just there's something off. I can't pinpoint it.
It's Westbrook. That's what it unfortunately is.
That's crazy.
Okay. No, I hate to say it because he's my boy, but that's the problem. He came out and we're all like, I don't know about Denver. You know what I mean? Like, that's the truth.
That means Milan's been feeling that same thing. He's like, I have Denver, but if it goes wrong, Westbrook. That's what it is.
No, it's not though. It's not his fault. It's just like, I hate it, bro. He's my favorite, bro. It's just like he can't catch a break.
I know. Like, who knows? Maybe I need my favorite guy in the league, Steph Curry. I would love to see another ring.
They're legit so far since that.
They're playing really well with Jimmy on the court. So maybe, but again, it's like it depends on matchup because there are pretty bad matchups in the West for Golden State. Depending on size or whatever, like who you're playing. So that's why, you might say Lakers, if LeBron healthy and stuff, with Luka, they're good, but they have a poor bench. They have a poor bench.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. You know what?
I don't like their bigs.
Exactly what you said about the bigs. I deadass think, and we know how bad Jackson Hayes is. I think in a 7-game series, I think Jackson Hayes is gonna cook whoever they put out the 5 on Golden State. Like that's how dire.
Yeah.
Golden State is very, very weak up top. They
are. So that's why I can't see Golden State to me is not winning any finals. No, they're not getting there. I don't think they're getting there. I would love it. Obviously, Steph Curry, right? But I just don't see it because of that. And they're gonna play some teams. The OKC, it would be towering over them.
Hartenstein's gonna run rings around him, bro.
And you don't.
I just don't know.
Do you put any state not that this is like a surefire thing. I just remember Golden State's last championship run was at 2022 against Boston. Kevon Looney was in many ways an X factor for that. Do you think? Because you were saying Jackson Hayes, whatever, cook anybody on Golden State. But I don't know if you put Kevon Looney up there and he shows semblance of how he was in that championship run that they had a few years ago. I don't know. That could be a good. You know what I mean? It could be a good matchup, man. I don't know. I don't see Jackson Hayes really being able to do what he wants to do. Because obviously Jackson Hayes, realistically, is just a lob threat. That's kind of what it is. But I think Kevon Looney is mobile enough and just a big enough body down low to deter you wanting to throw a lob in the paint every single time because of how big he is, how willing he is.
But despite that, bro, even 40-year-old Braun, I take 40-year-old Braun and 25-year-old Luka over. No matter how good they've been so far, Steph and company. Right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think most people would. Do you guys have stakes in the Lakers going all the way? Because I know that was a thing for the last few weeks ago.
I don't think so, but it's possible, bro.
Yeah, I don't mind a Luka ring at all. I don't mind that.
Can you imagine in this first season?
I will.
Golly!
And you remember when I was on this pod losing my mind? Because everyone said he doesn't play defense, he's fat, he's useless, this and that. I don't care, he's winning a ring, bro.
Bro, the Mavs might have to relocate if that happens, just because people...
Bro, but they might, though. That's the thing. The trade, people have conspiracies
Yeah,
you
I
know,
read
including
about
myself,
Yeah, the sacrifice.
about I know what they're doing. They're not gonna fool me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they know that the league is looking at the Vegas market.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I know Dallas is a prominent market. It is a really good market, and it's pretty big, like to leave. But when you're talking about Vegas market, these new owners that came in there, they're all about casino, casino, casino. They're trying to get stuff developed in Dallas. Might not get it their way, so that's why they're like, you know what? Fine, let's run this, and then we'll start anew in Vegas. They're not gonna fool me about this trade. I know the documentary will be released in 2039 about the Luka trade, and I will be on it, and I will be talking about what they really did behind the scenes. They're not fooling me.
But you know what the issue is with making an NBA team in Vegas, bro? Because with hockey, I feel like hockey's a fairly like the people that go to hockey games are like richer fans, right? So it's like
Yes.
the stadium for the Golden Knights is full of usually
Oh,
away
it's
fans.
full, yeah.
Like there's not Golden Knights fans in there unless they're Golden Knights fans from another city. They're not from Vegas. Like where are you gonna find like Vegas is not a city for like, oh yeah, we have a huge community that loves basketball here. You know what I mean? That's why they'll never get an MLS team because bro, it's like 55 degrees out there.
It's hot. It's hot there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just doing some looking. This is from what season is this? 2023, 2024. So this is last year. Average attendance. Do you guys have any guesses? Lowest teams that are at the bottom? Because I would think if you're gonna relocate a team, it'd be one of those teams. You're not gonna take a team out of a big. The Pelicans are actually they're better than you think. Pels are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th lowest. East. The bottom two are in the East.
Oh, East.
Yeah.
Indiana?
Charlotte, Indiana, yeah. Charlotte's the lowest. Indiana's after that. Memphis, Washington, Atlanta, Phoenix. Kind of crazy. And the Pelicans. So I would think it'd be one of those teams. Just off the fact that it's just easier, probably. It's easier to say goodbye to. Huh?
Move the Suns. Move the Suns.
Nah, man.
Bro, what do they have? What do they give to society, bro?
You can't move the Suns.
Yeah,
the Suns been in Phoenix, bro. And they're relatively a really good franchise. I know they haven't won, but them and the Jazz, they've had really good histories, right? So you can't. Those are like the ones you can't move, even though they haven't won. Like,
Luka ran rings around the Suns. I watched them go to the finals and go apologize that they lost.
Actually, now I'm thinking about it because Charlotte's the lowest. I don't think they would move Charlotte to Vegas. That boy LaMelo Ball can't be in Vegas. That's just bad for the economy. That's bad for him. That's bad for the league. He can't do that. They might.
Yeah, I feel like they can move this summer though.
LaMelo Ball?
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, bro.
I can see that. Yeah,
I can see it. I don't know what it is. Because the thing is, like, I think he's worried about the fact that because he's in a market like Charlotte, that's why he's not getting credit, bro. This guy was easily the best part in the East last year and did not make even like as the extra player didn't make it into the All-Star game.
Yeah. I wish he was healthy, but like he's so good. You know,
even though when he wasn't healthy, bro, like he had the numbers that like completely blew every other guard out of the water in the East.
Yeah, I remember that was nasty. That was one of the worst snubs. But now I'm looking at it. LaMelo Ball, yeah. Yeah. Now I'm looking at it, just on the same pace. Indiana's second last, and we saw Tyrese Halliburton in the offseason, brother. I don't know if they want him in Vegas either. That might not be the best.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they're second last in that, bro.
Me too. This is weird to me.
They love basketball in Indiana.
Indiana's a basketball state.
That's the basketball state, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm shocked. I'm shocked about that one.
Memphis is third. I don't even have to explain my reasoning as to why they won't do that. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I still want to see a team in Seattle personally. Just they've been screaming for years. They've been crying for years, and it's like I feel for them at this point. I was obviously I was too young to really watch the Supersonics, but considering they kind of went to OKC right when we got of age to start paying attention to basketball, it'd be cool to see a team back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Switching gears though, let's switch gears over to footy. We were getting into this in the group chat a lot. Obviously, Champions League round of 16 just wrapped up. And it was one game in particular.
Manchester United do. Manchester United, we're in it. We're in the next round. No.
Yeah, it's
I wish, bro.
Friendly fire. What the hell is that?
No. I'm just pissed off. Okay, I miss Champions League football. Okay,
we can get into Manchester United a bit.
I miss it.
But Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, a little bit of controversy in the penalty shootout. Obviously, Julian Alvarez gets his penalty just called off, essentially, for alleged double kick. Now, depending on the video you see, it might look like the ball moved. It might not look like the ball moved. I don't know. What do you guys think? Was it a double kick, yes or no? Let's get that out of the way first.
Hell no.
You think no? Milan, what do you think?
No.
I'm gonna let Jelani say his whole point before I go on because I'm not happy with it.
So in all my years, like, footy is my first love. Okay, I know as much as I love NFL, footy's my first love. Will always be my first love. First sport I ever played. First sport I ever watched. Okay, I've been watching for years, and obviously we've seen so many penalty kicks over our years. Okay, I was watching. I was sitting there because I just got from out of work, so I was watching on my phone actually. Myself and two other guys actually on the Go Train were watching on our phones. So we reacted at the same time to what was happening. Bro, when I tell you, I have never seen robbery. Pure robbery like I saw that other day. That goal should have not been taken away. I don't care what anyone tells me, whatever angle you show me, whatever explanation UEFA want to tell me. That was work of pure voodoo. Okay? Shout out to Emmanuel, because this boy, he doesn't understand. His team gets away with it. They get away with it.
Every year.
Okay? Because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, if it wasn't against Madrid, you know, would this happen? Like, this is a genuine question. Okay? So I surely think that it was just work of pure criminals. Like I can't make it up, because I checked like multiple angles. I checked the slow-mos, VAR looks, and I was trying to figure out where they were coming from, right? Because I was trying to be objective in this situation. But I did not see a double kick. I didn't see it. And I know that Atletico still sold. Okay? They still sold. Llorente, look, he missed, I know. But you can't tell me that in a match of that magnitude as well, right? You're not gonna tell me that's gonna happen. That can't happen. We can't have that in a match of that magnitude. So I think it was the work of pure evil.
The work of pure evil.
That's a soundbite right there. Clip that right now.
I just, bro, like, it was. I can't imagine what, like, if I was an Atletico supporter, and again, it's Madrid. It had to be Madrid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't another club. It was Madrid. So on top of all that pain, and the match was so great, right? It was a really good game, but for it to end that way, you know what I mean? For it to end that way, for that to be the topic of conversation, you obviously don't want that at the end of a match that magnitude. So, but for me, I think it was pure BS. You can't have that. You just can't.
What do you think?
My boy compared Real Madrid to the U.S. government. Actually, it's actually crazy. They do whatever they want. No one says anything. No one says anything. It's actually spot on, bro. Like, no one ever actually says nothing, bro. This is the problem, right? 2016, 2017, 2018. Bayern Munich has the best chance of potentially taking down this Real Madrid super team, right? Every single time. They've got Pep Guardiola, who everyone claims is this great coach, right?
Marcelo,
and he has his chances. And what does Real Madrid do? Offside goals. Every time. Bro, how is this? Listen, I wanted Real Madrid to win the game, right?
Me too.
I wanted Real Madrid to win the game. I have more stock in Real Madrid with Kylian, with Brahim Diaz, with Jude, with...
For me, Rodrigo.
Rodrigo Goes, Modric. Those are my guys. I want
Modric.
them. I don't want... As much as I can respect Atletico as a cohesive unit, I have a lot of love for Julian. I've got a lot of love for Griezmann, right? I wanted Real Madrid to win. But, like...
It's unbelievable.
In my 25, because I'll be honest, bro. I've definitely been watching since the womb. At least with my grandfather, I've been watching since the womb, right? In my 25 years of watching football, never in my life have I seen VAR take back a pass. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life, right? And now let's look at it like this. It took us about 3-4 hours to finally find a clip where at the very, very end, maybe his heel of his left foot grazes it just a tiny. It took us 3 hours to find that, to prove that, but apparently made that decision in about 40 seconds on the field.
Give me a break.
Cancel it out? Nah. And then that's besides the point. If you hit it with one foot into another, it should probably go off. It's not going to go top left corner, right? It's going to miss. That doesn't make sense. Like, hypothetically speaking, like, this is when we're officiating it too much. Like, you need to drop it, bro, and let the game. Like, you have to. This is the problem with VAR, bro. And I talked about this in essays for sport media, bro. The problem with VAR was we're losing the authenticity of the game. Like, I need to be able to go to school tomorrow and go, I can't believe that offside wasn't called. like when Real Madrid was winning against Bayern Munich, those offsides weren't called. It worked out, right? So why are we ruining the game like this, bro? This is disgusting. Because realistically, we can all say, yeah, well, they missed afterwards. Bro, you know how much... And you can attest to this, Skyler. Penalties is 90% mental than it is any actual ability to hit the ball or save the ball. It's 90% mental. You have to convince yourself and convince that the goalkeeper in front of you that you're going to score against them, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're coming into a shootout and you're up, you're coming in with a lot more calmness, right? Well, when you're coming in saying that you scored and then somehow you missed, that's a completely different mentality to come in with, right? Regardless of if Real Madrid missed and this and that, like... Oh my god! I can't believe what I witnessed.
Yeah, to me, so you guys hit it on a nail for the most part. Well, I think we all said in the group chat. In all the years we've watched footy, I've never seen that be called ever. Let alone in just like a general penalty, not let alone the Champions League, like a Champions League knockout stage penalty shootout. To me, what I'm more shocked about is the decision not only to look at it through VAR, but to just say, no goal. Like, if you want to review it and you deem it, hey, double touch, double kick, whatever they want to coin it, okay, let them retake the penalty then. Because it's not act like...
There's a rule against that. That's the only issue.
There should be a rule against what happened. This is my point.
100%. If you're going to implement a rule where VAR can cancel off a penalty, then you should have a rule that implements you take a retake if you have reasonable doubt.
Yeah, that's my argument. My argument is you can't just take away the penalty and just act like, he missed. What?
No,
he didn't miss.
If there's not enough evidence to support taking the goal away, then let the guy re-kick let him re-kick.
That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. And
or VAR, like Milan was saying, like, can we pipe down on VAR? Bro, VAR is ruining sport.
It's a very thin line that you walk with VAR. Because on one side, it's what we're saying. And you don't have, the man's offside because his hangnail is offside. Like, what do we do? You know what I mean?
Is one thing, but Florentino Perez had like a Glock held up to that guy's head. You're calling this off. You're calling this goal off. Are you kidding me? Like, I've never seen that in my life.
So that's one side of it. The other side of it is when you do see the abysmal calls or the abysmal missed calls. And that, like, the earliest one that I can remember, the most blatant bad one was the World Cup in 2010. That one was massive. Remember that in 2010? Lampard? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was disgusting. And it's like, that was bad because you could see it through the television. Like, everyone knew that it was a goal except for the referee. So that's the instances where it's what it's for.
Goal line technology is different from VAR, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need that. We need goal line technology.
But I don't know. It was...
We need robots reffing, then we don't need to employ referees whatsoever. Yeah. Why are we giving Michael Oliver a job at all? Why are we giving these bums that go into these finals and then make themselves the main character? This is the problem, bro.
They love doing that. They love doing that.
Referees want to be the main character so bad. I want you guys to talk about me. Forget about the team. I want you to talk about me right now. You know what I'm saying? Enough.
Yeah. I don't know. And then to go on and, I understand the argument. Oh, well, they missed their penalty to level it and this, that, and the third. Brother.
Like, I get it, but come on.
Do you know what's running through your mind when you guys score a penalty? And then with practically zero explanation, it's just, No, they didn't.
It's taken away.
No, they
But if
didn't
you
score
had the
penalties.
audio off, you were watching that penalty shootout, you probably imagine how lost you would have been if you're just watching the shootout.
Yeah.
You see, oh, Atletico's doing good, and then all of a sudden they're not doing good. And
Yeah,
you're
the
like,
ref just gives a signal no. It's funny, kind of off topic. I just went to the TFC game. We had a home opener or whatever, and there was a decision. There was a goal that was given for Chicago. I think it was given for Chicago initially, and they had a little VAR check. I didn't notice. In the MLS, they do it like they do in NFL football, where like they'll have the review and the referee will have a mic and actually comes up and says, "Oh, this is why
I like that.
we're doing this, that, and the
MLS is the
third."
first team to implement VAR of all leagues.
Yeah, but I'm just
First-
surprised they do that in terms of they'll actually
Like
put the mic out.
because he calls it like after it's
Literally like an NFL call. Like the ref will have his
Oh,
mic
yeah.
and whatever, and
I think
they'll.
that's new,
It is
because I
new.
don't recall that to be like a thing like last couple seasons.
It is new. I was shocked. I didn't know that was a thing, but I'm surprised they
I think
don't do that
should-
moving forward.
Let's bring that to other leagues. I
Yeah.
think we should have that because explain yourself, please.
Yeah.
Because I don't wanna have us sitting there wondering what the hell just happened, and then after the match is done, we're having debates about what happened, and then it comes out, hours after the fact. Oh, this is what we determined. No, I don't want to hear that, because again, when you're talking about, and this was not a regular match in some random league in fucking. Excuse my language. Australia. Okay, this was the Champions League, bro.
Daily catching strays.
This.
Poor Simeon.
Yeah, I know. This is Champions League football. You mean to tell me you're gonna do that? Like Milan said, it was probably Perez had the money ready.
Bro, you pulled out a rifle and said, "You're calling this off."
Had
He
the red
had
dot
to pay
on
off.
his chest.
That song, the Hala Madrid Nada Más was blaring in that guy's headphones as he went and said, "No goal."
No goal. I'll pay you off, bro. Look, man, you can't have that, bro. Because I've never seen this before. It still boggles my mind. I know you guys have probably seen it like 200 times, like, and you're trying to wonder and figure out where are they coming from. So I like that idea.
Open his mouth for the first time since probably the 80s. Go, this was not a goal. UEFA has a duty to fix this for Atletico. He goes, I don't have skin for either team, but Atletico deserves it. I'm like, I've never even seen you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like that idea though with the refs, man. Like, tell us what's going on, man.
It's weird though, because as much as we argue about this, you could still so clearly see just the black magic at work. Because Rudiger's penalty, nine times out of 10,
I was about to bring that up.
9 times out of 10, that's getting saved. Like if a keeper like Jan Oblak is diving the right way.
Germans don't miss pens though. You know what I'm saying? Like Germans are.
I get it, but it's the fact that it's Jan Oblak guesses the right way, gets his hand on it, and it still somehow trickles just over the goal line and it's in. And they go run off or whatever.
It wasn't the best pen. Like it just somehow, some way.
My thing with penalties is like when people try to do a Panenka and they miss, they just get just downright abused on social media. Oh, he's so stupid. Why would you try that? Pick a corner. I don't agree with it. And it's the same thing with people that try to. I'm pretty sure Mbappe just literally passed his penalty into the bottom right corner. People are be calling that a shit penalty if he had saved that. No. To me, if you're getting it on, if I was a coach and we're going to penalties, just get it on target. You can't score if you don't get it on target. I'll be mad at you if you miss the whole goal. But if you put it bottom corner and the keeper guesses that way, says, it's a guessing game for the keeper. Fine. Yeah. You did your job.
It does have to have a little bit more power than just place. Like it's got to be a mix.
Even like Vasquez.
It doesn't though.
Vasquez, his shot was like.
Bro, but I called that like the second he ran up. I'm like, Vasquez is missing this.
Yeah, like come on.
I knew he was gonna miss that because Oblak figured it out.
LeBron, like also like I have proof. I have an audience that heard me say he's missing the shot.
Yeah. I knew he was gonna miss that because Oblak figured them out. If you guys go back to watch any Real Madrid penalty shootout, they pick one side and they go the same. Hell or high water, they go the same way. And I genuinely do think it's for the mental ease of like, okay, take the decision out of the player's hands and just we're going here. So that way it's like they know if I miss, I went this way. And look what happened to Vinny. They told Vinny, do whatever you want. Rose dead. That's what he did. So that's literally why they probably do that. And then obviously for Rudiger, you have to use your ingenuity there because Oblak did figure it out that, oh shoot, okay, they are just going the same way. But other than that, who do you guys like for Champions League, man? I feel like there's been a lot of. Oh, actually, we can get into. I kind of want to get into it just a little bit because the hate watch for Liverpool these days has been beautiful. It's been great. It's been phenomenal, actually. PSG is looking a lot better than I think a lot of people expected, myself included. Ousmane Dembele is actually serving like what the
healthy. That's what it is, bro. He's healthy. That's why.
But it's like the traditional route of what you would expect from years past. Yeah, where it's like, oh, he's actually like what 26 now, 27ish maybe, and now he's in his peak. He's not in his prime at 21, 22, 23 like we see a lot of these other guys come up. And then to Milan's point, he's actually healthy. They look like a squad and everything like that. Who do you guys like for Champions League? Because things are getting tight now. Heading down to the there's 8 teams left, I think. Quarterfinals,
yeah.
I think the Arsenal Madrid one is funny. Like I think it's like there's a team that can only attack and a team that can only defend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's a really good matchup. Because like Kieran Tierney started on the left wing last game for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
That's nasty work.
Yeah.
But like even though they can defend, like
bro, it's baby food.
Like Kylian and Mbappe we're talking about. You know what I mean?
It's baby food, man.
But
I think Saka coming back for that second leg is gonna be big.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a closer matchup than I anticipate for sure because Saka is a game changer for that squad.
Yeah.
But I think even PSG, like I don't see them. It's just like we talked about, bro. That Black Magic is too much.
Yeah.
Right? It's like this is the best cohesive unit PSG has had in a very very long time. Like Kvara's a great piece.
Mm-hmm.
You got that midfield of like Jean Neves, like it's perfect.
Dumb guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's balling right now.
But then on the other side, like, can never count on Barca this year. Like every time we think they're not doing well, they go and pull out a 5-0 against Madrid. And Inter's also still so serious, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you guys right now, I need everyone to start respecting Lautaro Martinez, and I can't believe I'm fighting.
I can't stand that guy, bro.
To defend an Inter,
but he's good though. He's nice though. He's nice.
Yeah.
But I can't stand him.
I would be
because he'll score against every single team, bro. Every single team. He'll miss a bunch of chances, but he'll score against every team. What does it matter, bro? If he's gonna win.
How y'all feel about Bayern though?
Nah, come on.
I'm not as much of a believer.
Come on.
Nah.
I'm not as much of a believer in Bayern.
Because I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not as much of a believer in Bayern as I have been in years past. Like you remember, like pandemic days, they were just a freaking unit. That was
Apex Peak Lewa, bro, and Lewa's still cooking right now. That's why you can't count on Barca.
Well, that's also when they were on steroids. Yeah, have you guys seen Leon Goretzka lately? That brother's deflated. Like he's literally deflated now. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know if they're gonna catch him. But I'd be lying if I said that I can't see a world where Arsenal almost do it, because Madrid are so like. They're the epitome of a second half team, sometimes just a second leg team.
That's the thing.
They really are.
This year.
Yeah, because they beat themselves.
They can't be playing around. They can't keep doing this though. Like at some point, that luck's gonna run out.
But that's what they do. They do they literally have to.
Yeah.
It's like like when I don't know, like cow farm. You got to prod a cow like to get it to move.
Yeah.
Like they have to be like spurred out of first gear. Like you have to like do something to Real Madrid to get them going. Because they literally play like you woke up half an hour ago. That's how they play. Lackadaisical. And
It reminds me of France in the World Cup final, bro, 2022.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, yeah. That's a good example.
First half, these guys were napping.
Yeah, bro. I thought it was done. I thought actually France was liquidating the country. I thought it was becoming a part of Argentina at that point.
I was at the bar. I didn't say a word the whole first half.
Mad quiet.
What am I watching? And these guys wake up.
80th minute.
Okay.
80th minute. He hit something.
Yeah.
Good game, young fella.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So that's how it is with Madrid. Yeah.
They're a weird team, and I know where they get it from because if you guys remember, like that, like the what did you call it? The previous generation of Real Madrid, whatever you want to call it. Ronaldo, Cruz, Modric, those guys.
The golden era, bro.
They played very uncomfortable. Like I never liked watching them play because the way they would keep the ball.
They control a match.
They would control, but it's just weird. Like you'd see stuff where it's like it would be a throw in and Modric would just hoof a ball and it would land at like the top of their own 18 and it's just calm still. And I'm like, why? Whoa, you know what I mean? Can we move it to the side? Can we do something? But that's just how they roll. And I feel like this generation of Real Madrid players, try to emulate that a little bit, but obviously they just aren't there yet in terms of that experience or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said that I can't see certain scenarios where Arsenal push it way further past what it's supposed to be. And then as far as Barcelona goes, do you guys favor Barcelona over Dortmund right now? Because that's their matchup. I just want to, by far, right? Okay.
By far. But I also think Guirassy deserves a lot of credit this year. Guirassy's been
He's been balling, for sure. I see a scenario, so, because obviously the way the brackets are, it's Barcelona, Dortmund, and then it's PSG and Villa. Holy shit. Aston Villa? Oh, they're another bracket? My fault.
They're with the Real Madrid side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inter's on the side of the Barca.
Inter and thing.
Ooh, I feel like there's a certain scenario where we get an El Clasico in.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We've been saying that for years, for like 20 years, and it never happened.
But
so
now I
that's why,
believe it, and I don't think it's good. And I don't.
Time?
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna go well for Real Madrid, bro. If that's the case.
Real Madrid didn't lose Champions League finals either.
They also don't beat Barcelona this year either. They've just been getting whooped.
I don't think it. Yeah,
built to ass every time they play Barcelona.
But the thing is, and I'm gonna have to defend Manuel here right now. Like Mbappe wasn't at the level he's at right now, though. Like Mbappe
I would take Madrid.
I'm still taking Madrid in the final El Clasico final. I'm taking Madrid.
Yeah,
I would.
Logic says that.
I don't think it's gonna be easy for I don't think it's like easy for Madrid. Like I think Barca's probably one of the best teams in Europe this year. Like, bro, and the high line they play at all times, like they're elite.
The organization
really match up.
But this is a different Madrid from the one that lost in October, November, from the one that lost just past that. Like, Madrid's changed a lot. Asensio came into the mix. He's been phenomenal when he's had a chance.
Yeah. Do you think Madrid's actually changed that much, or do you think it's that? Do you think it's the fact that Asensio's come in and he's been balling, and you think Mbappe's found his feet? Because I feel like everyone else has kind of been steady on their pace.
I think it's just now it's like it's a more cohesive unit.
But all you need is
I think they're more comfortable.
You need to have another good game, and that's it.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah. Madrid are a weird one to watch all the time. I've been saying it. I just sound like a broken record. I feel like in the group chat and everything. I don't like, and maybe it's because I'm biased because I actually do like the player a lot more. I don't understand Camavinga's role with Real Madrid. I don't remember the last time I've watched Tchouaméni play and be like, oh, that's why he's the out and out starter. Because for all intents and purposes, Camavinga was better than Tchouaméni when they swapped him off in whatever minute that was against Atletico. Camavinga was way better, and I think he fit.
Tchouaméni doesn't fit his position. I think Tchouaméni
doesn't at all.
Rodrigo are going to be in that era of Real Madrid when they were rebuilding, and then they had players like Robben and like Schneider, like all these elite players, and they called themselves like they were rebuilding. And those guys went on and won Champions Leagues with Bayern and Inter and stuff like that. Those are going to be the players that are going to move on, I feel. Like
that's what you would think, right?
That's going to eventually
do something somewhere else.
But my thing is, I feel like that would, because you can obviously, hindsight's 2020, whatever. They're fine with that. They're fine with losing those two guys because they didn't.
Bro, it's the most corrupt institution. It's like America, bro. Like it doesn't matter what happens, bro. I'm telling you.
Because it's even the same thing with Guler, with Endrick. Did you guys see that thing?
They have options.
Did you guys see that thing
many options.
on it was on Twitter. I don't know if it was true or not. Obviously, they don't have mics in there, and I'm not lip reading in Spanish. Did you guys see this thing? Apparently, that they wanted Endrick to take the 5th penalty.
I heard about that.
And then he said, he didn't want to take it, and obviously Rudiger stepped up. Rudiger took the 5th penalty.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that you would sub in a kid, 17 years old, however old he is, in the last
legit?
In the last allegedly. But if that's true, I don't like that because you sub in this kid for the last however many minutes, and then I don't like that. You sub in a kid for the last however many minutes, and then you're like, not only go take a penalty, go take the 5th penalty. So what? So that one of my first touches is going to be me taking this penalty, and if I miss, I'm the poster boy for why we lost.
You're done. Like defining for your own confidence, right? Like when you're 17, and you're not the number one guy in that. You're the 4th option up top. You're the 4th option, right? So like there's pressure, but there's also not pressure in the sense because like you're 17. You know what I mean? Like you got time ahead of you. Like this is only to build you, not to take you down.
I agree, but 90% of people wouldn't react that way if he misses that. If he takes that and he skies it or something like that.
But that's only because social, bro. Like if we weren't in the social media and no one's Bro, he misses the pen, say la vie. Like, you know how many people I've seen miss a pen? Sheva's missed pens in Champions League finals, bro. Sheva's a Ballon d'Or winner and arguably a top 5 striker all time. No one even thinks about the fact that
But
he
that's
missed a pen in
Sheva
the Champions League
though.
final.
You
You
know,
know what I'm
Yeah, but
like
saying?
it's a different. Was he
yeah,
17
that's
years
Sheva.
old and
I
not
watched
played a
Ronaldo
single
miss a
90-minute
fucking pen
game?
in the United final against Chelsea.
Yeah, but compare
Neither
with that
final.
Ronaldo to this
He was
Ender.
established. He was already
That's the
established,
point.
basically.
But the problem is,
You
bro,
know?
even when you're 17, because of socials now, everyone's established, bro. Because this guy already won with Palmeiras, right? So everyone already
Yeah,
knows
but
about
people
him
don't put
to
as much
a degree
weight
that
in
they shouldn't.
that.
Bro, but we shouldn't even know about that. Like, you know what I mean? He should be coming from
Yeah,
Brazil,
yeah,
where like we don't really know much about you,
Mm,
but show us what you can do.
yeah.
But this is, bro, and I love it because it brings a lot of things together. But it's also ruining like secrets. Like, bro, like I can never find like, bro, Fabrizio Romano's the biggest cancer to the sport,
Oh,
bro. This guy, like, there's
here
no.
we go.
Bro, I'll never get another experience like when Bastian Schweinsteiger comes on the last home game of the season and goes, "By the way, I'm re-signing." Like, no, because
Yeah.
Romano's gonna announce it 3 months in advance. They're already talking.
Not even like a whole year before. He's gonna already have the
It's
breadcrumbs
phases.
about a potential move, and
Yeah,
then like we've been talking about it for 9 months,
it's
and then oh
phases.
okay,
That's the issue, bro.
uh,
Realistically, like, I get it. He didn't want to take it. He didn't want to take it. I think we shouldn't have known about that. We know about it because of
Yeah,
socials.
no.
But I understand both perspectives. I understand Real Madrid's side of it. I also do get like it's not fair to put that kind of pressure on a 17-year-old
Yeah,
because we saw it with England, bro, when they put pressure on all the players in the Euro final.
yeah. So
they
I
weren't
would have
ready.
been fine with it if they had brought him in for obviously he came in for Vinny. So this realistically wouldn't have happened unless Vinny somehow got hurt, something like that. I would have been okay with it if he actually played a substantial amount of minutes. Because then you're in the flow of the game already. I don't even think he had 5 touches during the game. So then you want his sixth hypothetical six touch to be a game winning pass. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And like it's great. I think for him on one side, it's cool to know that the coach trusts you to have that responsibility. But yeah, no, for that big of a situation, I feel like that's insane. Um, moving on, got into a little bit. Carabao Cup obviously just happened. Liverpool trophyless. Well, so far we can hope for a little while longer until they win the Premier League, obviously. But I guess one of the things I kind of want to. I don't know if we've really talked about this that much before is Alexander Isak, and just I feel like there's always questions with Isak in terms of like, he's a great striker for Newcastle, but where is he gonna go after the season? Where is he like? No one ever thinks he's just gonna stay. Obviously, it's because of profile of himself, profile of the club, everything like that. But I don't know. I feel like I personally haven't heard anything of him being disgruntled and him being like, yeah, I'd love a move here, I'd love a move there. I feel like there's a chance he just
Stays
yeah,
like
yeah,
put.
sticks it
They can
out.
keep
Yeah.
building, bro. They can keep building.
Why
I
not?
mean, listen, bro.
Yeah,
You had that ban with Tonali for a year,
Hmm.
bro. Tonali was running rings around Van Dyke all
You
night,
saw
all
that. You
night.
saw that highlight, that clip.
Now, Tonali, and this is my issue, bro. Like every time I spoke about Tonali, this guy doesn't. This guy's just biased. This guy's just a Milan fan, bro. Now he comes to the Prem and he walks all these players like they're his dogs, and everyone's oh whoa, Tonali's a good player. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like enough. First of all, hats off to my boy. Wins a trophy, comes back from a rough time in his life,
yeah.
having to deal with
Oh,
gambling addiction. You don't wish that upon anyone, right? Comes back, puts on a masterclass as a player. Like, I don't know, bro. I think if they keep building, because it's been a minute since we've seen them really make like another superstar signing, right? With Newcastle, they didn't really make any moves in December or January. I didn't really see anything big
Mm.
come last summer. That was also the year that they were in the Champions League. So unless they make a deep run, you kind of consider it a write off because this team's never really played in multiple competitions like that. It's a lot to deal with, right? But if they keep adding pieces and they keep showing these players, like in a sense, it's kind of like the basketball thing. When you keep showing the players that you have trust in them and you're gonna build around them, like Isak, like Tonali, like Guimaraes, right? Like Kieran Trippier, like trusting that project when he came in 3-4 years ago.
Mm.
There's the sky's the limit for them. Like the sky truly is the limit for them. They can make like, and the best part is, this is their first trophy I believe in 70 years.
Mm.
Like that's unbelievable for the fans, right? And this is probably the second time in the last 3 or 4 years that we've had Liverpool have a chance to win 4 trophies in a year,
Yep.
and they're gonna end up with maybe one or yeah,
One.
they're gonna end up with one. But
Yeah.
last time I think they might have ended up with two. but or no, they ended up with one as well because they didn't win the league. City won the league, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sid, you know.
My point
So
is, like, the issue is like those guys are so happy after 7 years with just the one trophy, and these guys, like, their expectations to win four. Like, you need to relax. Like,
Yeah.
four trophies is like you need to chill.
Yeah.
Like, you can't expect that.
Yeah. I don't know. I find Newcastle such an interesting team to me, obviously, because the takeover that happened years ago, whatever. But you knew, like, everyone knew it was weird because it's Newcastle and it's not a PSG, it's not a City, it's not a top level, like, glamorous kind of team.
yeah, no disrespect. No
Yeah.
disrespect, but
None of those other
let's be
teams
honest.
are getting that much money, and then your first signing is Kieran Trippier. We'll just say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no other team was doing that. So I do actually appreciate watching them from afar in terms of they have to go about their business a little bit different because everyone's quick to be like, oh yeah, well, deep pockets. That doesn't matter, gang. Like no one's that excited to. No offense, Newcastle fans. No one's that excited to go to Newcastle, and it has nothing to do with the club. It's Newcastle. You know what I mean?
You remember that
Newcastle's
video
cold.
of Mbappe when Griezmann was playing Football Manager? He's like, I just signed you to Newcastle.
Yeah.
No one there, is it?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
he's not, like, it's not a
I
big
remember
selling
that.
point, bro. Like, apart from like the Prem thing, and everyone wants to play in like the Prem money. There's
Yeah.
not really a big selling point with Newcastle as a
No,
city.
there's not.
Buddy,
There's not. But I
It's
don't
like
think you should
Toronto
be.
here, bro. Like, we're not really selling people on cold
This is a
weather
good-
10 out of 12 months a
Yeah.
year.
guy, one of the biggest selling points of Newcastle is fucking Santiago Munoz, bro, from that movie.
Fire.
Like it's a great movie, by the way. But that's one of the when I think of Newcastle, one of the top 5 things I think of is Santiago Munoz, bro. But going on to Liverpool and just kind of, I guess, to how Milan's point was saying is the expectations that they had coming to, because like for all intents and purposes, it's still a good season. I don't think anyone pegged them to be Premier League winners, especially in the first season with a new manager.
I didn't think that was gonna happen.
That's what I'm
No
saying.
doubt.
So I don't think realistic. Like, yeah, Liverpool fans are gonna be a little bit annoyed because everyone else is gonna be so loud to remind them of the fact that what happened. But I don't know. The Liverpool team's kind of scary, and it'll be interesting to see how they do next year. Because next year, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago on the podcast, just with all the signings that they might have to make, or not even signings, but keeping guys in. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on with Salah yet. You don't really know what's happening with Van Dijk yet. There's rumors with Trent. Well, there's been rumors with Trent forever. Going to Real Madrid.
I'm even hearing Nunez is gone, and everyone that shits on Nunez doesn't understand the value that guy actually has as like a chance creator.
My boat is sold on Nunes. I get it,
Yeah, I don't really.
but
rate
it
him
gets to a
anymore.
point where
I
it's
used
like,
to rate him, but
damn.
yeah.
First and foremost, I think he was done dirty coming in because remember that was when Haaland was coming in too, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, seeing Liverpool,
Yeah.
Haaland and Nunes." Like that was just too. Everyone just saw two big athletic strikers and was like, rivalry. That was a horrible comparison to begin with. But I don't know. Like we talked about this last week, Milan, where I get it. Strikers, to me, anyways, I feel like strikers should be doing more than just scoring goals. If you want keepers that play with their feet, you want center backs that play with their feet.
I feel like you've
Strikers.
been saying this
I've been
about
saying this
strikers
forever,
for
but
years.
it gets to a point when it's like you will still get your chances naturally as a striker. You are the guy in front of goal. You're gonna get that. You have to bury a decent amount of them. I'm not saying you have to be a freaking
sure.
bagsman.
But that right there is why I have an argument for Louty, bro, when he gets 20 goals a season. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like, he'll make 50 chances, but he'll get 20 goals. 20
Sure.
goals is 20 goals.
Sure, it's just I don't know.
Like a
Like
machine.
every time I watch, Nunes has a bit of that black magic. I think that Real Madrid have.
The luck.
Yeah.
Like, the huge luck.
Yeah, like I'll be watching a Liverpool game. And I don't remember it was last season. I don't remember who they were playing, but he wasn't doing anything, and
Out of thin air, he scored.
he didn't even
That's
score.
how
But
you-
it was just like stupidness, where it's like someone played a ball. It was a horrible ball, but just because the guy is a workhorse, he decided to track this ball down, got his toe in front of whoever gets taken out penalty, and it's like, okay, well that's a nothing play. Unless Nunes decides to bust his ass and we'll get that ball. And that's the kind of stuff he does.
Icardi all the time,
Yeah.
bro. Icardi, like, that's actually
Yeah.
carbon copy.
Yeah. Stuff like that. And it's just like, it's a value, but damn. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be enough. To me, it's not enough. I don't know. My stocks in him have lowered. I've kind of sold on him a little bit. I feel the same way about him, even though he has had a better season this year. I haven't seen much. I don't watch every single Chelsea game, but Nico Jackson was the same for me. He actually might have been worse. Because Nicholas Jackson had an ego.
Yeah.
He had an ego where he would be shushing fans and This
I
after,
know,
and I was
bro.
like, "Oh, brother,
Who's
please,
this guy? Who's this guy?
Far
brother,
as
please."
General Palmer takes them, bro. That's the thing. Chelsea's nothing. Like they got a lot of good pieces, but they really go as far as Palmer wants them to go.
100%.
Yeah.
And I feel like from what I've seen in Chelsea games because like I said, I don't watch every single Chelsea game. We'll watch highlights a lot of times, but that's half of it. It's like I feel like teams are starting to figure out that a lot of things run through Palmer, and he has to figure out how to still be impactful, knowing that the other team knows, okay, he's
gonna be on the ball.
Yeah, he's the trigger man. So because there's times where teams will shut down Chelsea just because they shut down Cole Palmer, and that's it.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So I think he still does have to have areas to grow, which is obviously he's young.
Enzo's so deep when Palmer's on, right?
Yeah.
Like Enzo can be so much more efficient if he's more like in that 10 role.
Yeah.
Like that high 8 role. But he's got to play a 6 pretty much just because they're accounting for Palmer. But like I think they should be able to coexist realistically. Or like I know you can have him on like an 8 or 9 year contract with Enzo, but like then figure out if you can get him out.
Yeah.
If that machine like that cognitive machine isn't working, because realistically, bro, you're not selling Palmer.
No,
not as an English team. Like these English teams like to keep their homegrown talents. Yeah, he's a city project, but like still, like he's England.
Yeah. Speaking of Chelsea, did you guys see this BS that apparently I didn't even know you could legally do this? Chelsea are trying to get out of an obligation to sign Sancho at the end of the season, brother. What type of shit is that? What the hell are you? What do you mean you're trying to get out of your obligation? It's on the contract.
It's obligated.
We gave him to you.
There's places he's got to go back to United.
Yeah.
Skyler's going back to United.
What type of shit is that?
Yeah, I know.
Fam, I read the tweet and I was like, did Sentel branch off to footy? Like, because that doesn't even sound right to me.
Footy Sentel?
Footy Sentel? Damn.
Yo,
should we start a footy Sentel thing? You know, we might be in the.
Oh yeah.
No, it got packed. They tried. It got packed within like.
It did, yeah. It would clear troll football though. It would clear.
Yeah.
Like if they allowed it, yeah. Troll football is not the same. It's kind of washed.
But yeah, I was shocked that I saw like they're trying to get out of the obligation to sign him after the loan, in which case he comes back to United, and I don't think United would keep him. I'm pretty sure they would just put him back up on a fire sale for whatever. But good segue branching onto United, and just because also Jelani brought it up, missed Champions League football. It's not looking good. But that being said, but we did win 3-0 today to get to Leicester, so that's.
Yeah, no, I missed it, but
you take the W's where you can, brother. You know what I mean?
You take the dub.
Now, one thing that have you watched much of United in the last month or so, last few weeks?
Yeah, I just like today I missed, but aside from that, I've been.
You've been seeing Aiden Heaven.
I have,
brother,
and bro,
and I'm devastated because he's done forever. Probably like, they haven't actually came out with whatever the injury is. Yeah, at least as not to my knowledge, they haven't said anything what it was. But it was one of those ones where they didn't even want to because I was working today, so I just watched the highlights. They didn't even want to show the replay of the injury.
Like it wasn't.
So that's the stuff they do when like your foot is like facing the wrong way. Or I'm not saying that's what happened, but
but when you're cooked, like
when it's like we have a sensitive audience, people might throw up if they see this. I don't know. That I think is gonna be a bad. Like that's a stain. It's a stain for the rest of the season at this point because you gotta think. Ahmad's out for the rest of the season. Mainu's out for the rest of the season. Yoro's out for. I don't think he's out for the rest of the season, but he's out for a substantial amount of time. And now Aiden Heaven, who
that's
stepped up and he's looked good. Shout out to Arsenal. I'm pretty sure he came from Arsenal's youth academy too. So shout out to them.
Which player?
Aiden Heaven.
Yeah, he did.
Aiden Heaven and Cheeto Obi Martin. So thank you for both of them.
Merci beaucoup.
But one guy I wanted to touch on, Rasmus Højlund. He broke his, I don't even know how many games it was. I think they said it on the broadcast, but it was a nasty amount of games that he hadn't scored. And as someone that is you project him, he is supposed to be that finishing clinical striker. Like, you're not looking at him the same way you look at why are you laughing, Milan? What's going on, brother? The man's 20 years old, 21. Yeah.
guys paid $80 million for bro.
I mean, that's
know.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
Trying to be patient.
No, I just think,
Gotta
like
be-
even the thought of him is just like funny to me because you guys paid $80 million for bro.
Like,
He's a
yeah.
player, but not $80 million.
And
Listen,
it's like his first goal this year.
current Manchester United.
Like, come on, it's annoying. Like, come on, man.
Current
But
Manchester United does not
we'll
reflect.
We'll give him grace. We give him grace.
Current Manchester United does not reflect the actions of one Eric Ten Hag. Okay, that guy. We don't acknowledge what he did with this club. But to Jelani's point, that's something I really wanted to talk about. That's one thing I want to get onto. The patience. That's one thing. Despite the results, I'm really happy that Amorim has stuck by him. That's stuck by your your quote unquote bagsman, and kept throwing him out there because at the end of the day, 20 years old, 21 years old, however old he is, he's going to go through a goal drought. Every striker goes through a goal drought. And in all honesty, it'd be much better for him to go through this goal drought right now at 21,
Then
20 years old.
Later on.
Than at 27, 28. Because then it's going to happen at 27, 28 again. I'm sure it will. It's going to happen at multiple times throughout his career. But at least that way, you're going to have the experience to look back on this and be like, okay, hey, he already went through this before. He got out of it. We're going to be fine. You know what I mean? And I like that they kind of rolled through him with that and just let him grow. Because even like, it's not like, what's one thing that's been very impressive to me is, yes, he's a goal scorer by nature, but he's not totally ineffective if he's not scoring. That Sociedad game, that second leg Europa League, he set up that last goal for Dallo, I believe. And he had some nice little hold-up play, nice link-up play. And the thing I like is he kept getting in the right positions. You know what I mean? It's very easy for you to get, demoralized if you just keep missing sitter after. Because, brother, he was missing some sitters.
He was.
And it was to the point where, and you see this with a lot of teams, if one guy is struggling, it's almost like they go out of their way to try to feed it to you just so you can get the monkey off your back. You know what I mean? And honestly, part of me is surprised Bruno didn't give up one of his penalties to Højlund.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But I think in retrospect, it's probably because at that point it was still, I think it was like 1-1 still, or 2-1, something like that. Like it was still kind of tight to where it's like, all right, yeah, I'd love to help you, but we need to lock in still. We still need to get going.
Not right now.
But I do like that Amorim has been riding through him with that. I like how he's been using Xerxes as well. I mean, Milan was kind of putting us on Xerxes from before because obviously he came from Serie A and everything like that. I love the way he plays. And I understand he can't hit the broadside of a barn door. But everything else
aside from that,
is beautiful, lad.
He's helping us out.
Every test. Passes every test.
Passes
He's
everything.
Not gonna give you 20 goals, but he's gonna give you every other thing.
Yeah, so
he gives you.
I love, and the thing, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. I hated, hate's a very strong word. I don't like a lot of Manchester United's fan base because a lot of Manchester United's fan base is so reactionary. Dude, a few weeks ago, if you went on Twitter a few weeks ago and just type Xerxes, they wanted this kid's head on a pike, bro. Like they wanted him out the club. And it's the same thing with Højlund. Now we'll see if things change because he did score, yada, yada, yada. But the one thing I didn't like was I don't like how people acted like they couldn't coexist. Like, oh, sell this one because he's not playing good. Sell that one because he's not playing good.
Brother. These talks are still happening. And even, like, I know Højlund scored today, but
it doesn't.
I'm still seeing people that aren't feeling him. I just, like...
It doesn't make sense.
Amorim just got to trust, bro. I think also, confidence, right? You want to... He's young, so you don't want to ruin that confidence. But, yeah, even on the Xerxes point, like, I know when we picked him up, there was like a 50-50 if we're feeling it or not. But, yeah, like you're saying, Sky, like, I've seen so many things about Xerxes in terms of our fan base just being over him. Like, we're like, oh, get him out of here, blah, 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 I'm done with this, blah, blah, blah.
The thing that pisses me off with it, the thing that pisses me off,
aren't watching the games, they're just watching the Font Mob score, bro.
It's like, that.
I know.
It's that, but if we're being...
and actually see what he's doing on the field.
It's that.
He's doing a lot on the field.
Leao every game, as if Leao wasn't literally walking onto the pitch, like, carrying this whole squad.
It's that, but it's also a lot of the fan, even though it's the same fan base and whatever. The fans that are saying all this stuff now apparently don't acknowledge the fact that whatever you think of him is whatever you think of him, because obviously we know what team he went to afterwards. But Rooney and Tevez were on the same team. We know that, right? We know that Dwight York and Andy Cole are on the same team. with Van Nistelrooy, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We know that, right? Like we know that like strike partnerships or just having multiple top strikers exist. I don't understand the rhetoric of, oh, he's playing bad, sell him. Why? What are we doing?
Let's keep one. Let's keep one. Get rid of the other.
What's going on?
Like it's a lost art to have a strike partnership nowadays, bro. Like the last
It
time I
is.
seen a strike partnership realistically was Arsenal. With Laka and Alba. Like
that's a hard. Those guys.
Yo, they balled. They balled at their peaks. They balled.
At their peaks, yeah. And just shot away a gazillion chances on a platter from Ozil. That's what I remember. But you're right. Ozil. But you're right. You're right.
Skyler's boy Ozil.
Yeah, he got martyred. Shout out to Mesut Ozil, bro. Have you guys seen this? Is kind of off topic. Have you seen that brother is D's now? Like it's steroids for sure. There's no way that's not true, bro. There's no way he's beefed up that much.
Now saturated foods like Luka did, bro.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, man. So that was the footy talks and everything. We can get into this a little bit just because we got the football specialist on today. How are you feeling about the Dallas Cowboys off-season acquisitions, departures? One thing I wanted to pick your mind on, DeMarcus Lawrence is gone, and we saw the exit. I don't know what you want to call it. Exit drama. I don't know. He basically said, drama. What did he say? He basically said that he loves Dallas and whatever, but he wasn't going to win the Super Bowl there. Michael Parsons chimes in and says whatever he says, and then DeMarcus Lawrence comes back and says, hey, maybe if you guys were more concentrated on winning, I wouldn't have left. Crazy. How do you feel about that? Because DeMarcus Lawrence, to me, like, what was it? A few seasons ago, he had however many sacks in, like, what, 2 seasons?
Yeah, good.
It was like, I don't want to butcher the stat. I think it was something like 26 and a half or 27 sacks in 2 seasons or something like that. And then he had 26, 27 sacks in, like, 4 years, however many, how much longer. And it's like, clearly you weren't necessarily pulling your weight either.
No, it's just like, all my teams suck. So this sucks. Dallas.
That was pain. That was real pain.
It's a joke. They're a joke. The Cowboys are a joke. I love them. I love them, but I know the truth, right? I'm not our fan base, I'll say, is 70% delusional. The 30% of the real football watchers know the truth about this franchise, and he wasn't lying. Like, we're not gonna win a Super Bowl. Like, I know that. I've come to terms with that. After 2021, I knew that we will never win. I knew that I should never put my full energy into this product because I'm tired of crashing out. So he was spitting facts about, I'm gonna leave because I know I wasn't gonna win in Dallas, because it's just, imagine your favorite team having an owner who was always talking on the radio every Monday and Tuesday. After every game, he's the first voice you're hearing. You're not the players. You're hearing the owner for no reason. And they care about Forbes, the list, most valuable franchises, right? Can't pick up nobody in the free agency, though. But and then you're talking about, imagine your favorite team having a Netflix documentary about the cheerleaders and showing that. It's pathetic. And so he wasn't lying about not winning, but on the contrary, I would say have some shame. He went to Seattle. He went to Seattle. Okay, Seattle, they're not bad, but they're not a contender. Okay, you're not gonna win anything there. So pipe down. Michael Parsons, very, very loud mouth. He has. I sometimes I even ask him, can you stop with the podcast? Yeah. Like, again, imagine your favorite team, your best players having podcasts after L's. They're buddies with the guys that just beat them. Like, I hate it. I think it's pathetic.
Imagine me a Sixers fan, bro. Imagine me a Sixers fan.
No. Podcast P,
golly.
Bro. So, yeah, like, Michael, obviously, he stood up for us. I'm glad he did. He said, bro, why are you talking like this? Like, who do you think you are? And the other guys on the team have actually come out and said, yo, like, I guess it wasn't like that. I guess you were fake. Because Lawrence was the leader of our defense. But he's low-key mad that Micah snatched his chain as a rookie. Because when Micah came in, Micah was clearly the best talent on our defense immediately. Yeah. Because it's generational talent. So I don't want to hear from DeMarcus Lawrence anymore. That pathetic see you Dallas, I'll miss you. No, keep that same energy, bro. Bye. I bye. I won't miss you. He's the same one that said, because when the worst day of my life happened, the Packers lost, when we actually had a good shot that year to go deep in the playoffs for once in my lifetime, and we fell flat in our face in the first round at home against the youngest playoff team in 50 years.
That was actually insanely painful.
What a day that was!
Like
What a
that
day!
hit me as if I just got shot, bro.
Do you have
He
Sorry,
went on
continue.
first take and said, "Yeah, no." He went on first take and said, "Yeah, we were tired. That's why we lost like that. We were tired. You're the leader of the defense. Get the fuck out of here. Bye."
Do you have you been paying attention to any acquisitions from other teams that is kind of like, ooh, shoot, that's a game changer? Have you thought of anything? Because we've seen some relatively big names move or just get released and up in free agency. We don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers yet. I don't know. Cooper, you said Seattle, so Cooper Kupp went to Seattle. DK Metcalf to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Steelers. That was a big one. The Steelers needed somebody, so that was a big pickup. Metcalf is really nice, so I think that will work. It's just like who's throwing them the ball, right? And then Aaron Rodgers, this guy's very annoying. Just pick a team. Like, bro, he was on the beach the other day with a blanket on him. Like, we're like, bro, just pick a team. Like, stop. Like, you're such a narcissist, bro. He's literally weird. Right now for him, it's like it was looking like the Steelers. Maybe not now.
Yeah.
The Giants.
You know,
I want the Vikings to be his team because the Brett Favre.
Yeah, that's freaky,
Right.
eh?
It is. It really, because Brett Favre was one of the best of all time. Right? He won one Super Bowl there. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best of all time, wins one Super Bowl in Green Bay. Then Favre was contemplating retirement. Rodgers contemplating retirement. They both don't retire. They go to the Jets for like 1 to 2 years. They say, okay, maybe I should retire now. They don't. Minnesota Vikings. Brett was really good in Minnesota. They went to the conference championship. Hey, and the Vikings are good right now. So if they have Rodgers, who he didn't have a bad year last year, actually, his numbers were pretty good. But he's just it's the mental thing. Like, is he there anymore, right? So I don't know, but I think the big pickup, I like Devontae Adams to the Rams. I know he's older, but I liked what the Rams look like right now. We'll see what happens with them. But and then when you're talking about the Eagles, they lost a bunch of guys on their defense, so we'll see how that looks. But they should be all right. In the NFC, and I like the one surprise move, if there was a surprise move, Joey Bosa to Buffalo, but just because he's a good he's a good player. The problem with Joey is like he's not his younger brother Nick is better than him, right? But Joey's good. It's just he hasn't been healthy in a minute. He's older, so he is on the decline. But it's funny because we all thought he was joining his brother in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And the last second, Buffalo gave a better offer. So I was like, whoa, what happened there? Like, I was supposed to be guaranteed. The Niners have lost a lot of guys. They're going through a restructuring. Not a rebuild, but a restructuring.
Yeah, because Debo went where? He left.
Yeah, Commanders.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Commanders have been the surprise because they're getting a lot of guys, and I don't like it. That's an op of mine. I really hate it.
We don't need this.
Yeah, stop. Stop. You know, so I don't know. San Fran, they lost so many guys. Still have McCaffrey and Kittle and Purdy, but
it doesn't move the needle.
They're not.
You know what was kind of it's funny on the players' part, and I'm kind of surprised from an organization team part that at least I didn't hear anything about them trying to get him when he was saying he wants to get traded and this and the third. Is the Detroit Lions with Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, I'm prepared to sit out and this, that, and the third because the Browns can't win, and then they gave him God's money.
I know.
And then all of a sudden,
he loves.
Yeah, all of a sudden the Browns can win. To him, like I don't know,
bro. Like he doubled down, saying, "Yeah, Browns organization, I love you guys. I'm just committed to winning."
Yeah,
bro.
Was like. And then, signs contract. I'm surprised Detroit weren't in for that because Detroit do need an edge rusher. To me, obviously, Aiden Hutchinson went down last year, so that kind of exposed that gap. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, it might be okay. Aiden Hutchins is gonna come back. He'll be healthy, and I don't remember the name
Yeah,
of who they brought in to replace him. But he held his own.
yeah.
If I
Like
remember correctly. But
they got some guys on that defense. It's just like they got to be healthy this time around because Detroit's still good. They're still a contender in the NFC. But yeah, I would have liked if they got a guy, maybe like a Bosa like on the market. Like just another guy to help out with that rush. But overall, I think some teams have done some good work, like the Commanders in the off season right now. So we'll see how it looks this season. The Chiefs, I still think in the AFC they'll be all right. But the Ravens is still there, Bills is still there.
D
So and
Hop
then
to
the
the
NFC,
Ravens, which
yeah, like
interesting.
he's I don't want to call him washed, but he's trending that way.
Yeah.
And Ravens receivers are usually washed. They love washed guys. I don't know why. But that's how they operate.
Yeah.
And yeah, as for Dallas, I mean, we don't do this. We don't do free agency. We love the draft. We drool for the draft. So I knew we weren't getting Cooper Cup. It was a pipe dream.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was between us and Seattle. I said, have fun with him, Seattle. We're not getting it. And so apparently, Stephon Diggs is on the radar. His brother's literally in the building, so it would make sense. But
A lot of
it's
things
not
make sense.
happening.
You know what
Even
also
want?
made sense?
Do you
Derrick
even
Henry
want
made
him?
sense. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you even want Stephon Diggs though?
Right now, I just need a wide receiver 3 that is experienced because right now I'm in the wide receiver room. Like they don't have another guy aside from CD Lamb that is reliable. So I would be the wide receiver 2 right now. So if you could get me a veteran that can play, that knows how to run routes, Stefan's still good. I know he's
Yeah,
doing a lot of fashion and
yeah,
stuff. I don't think his head's still there in the game anymore,
yeah.
but he could help. In the draft, we're gonna get a good receiver. So just give me somebody on the market. They're going left and right. I don't want Amari Cooper anymore because I don't think he's the same guy. Jerry, bro.
You know what team surprises me? And I honestly would not be surprised if you fast forward a few years, 2, 3 years from now, and we're looking at a totally different team, is the Cincinnati Bengals. Because those
Oh yeah,
cheap bastards
they are the
don't.
cheapest franchise in NFL history. Everyone
So,
knows this. It's
yeah,
common knowledge.
they franchise tag T. Higgins. What? This is the second time getting
Yes,
franchise
and
tagged.
the franchise tag is not a good thing, bro,
Yeah.
because it's not giving the long term commitment. It's saying we're cheap. We'll give you the
Yeah.
1 year,
So,
even though you want the long term.
the T. Higgins thing, Jamar Chase's contract is still, I don't know.
Yes, it's losing, but
Yeah.
he's gonna get a lot of money. Like he's like 40 million, which
Yeah.
is crazy for a receiver, but it's worth it
Yeah.
because he got the triple crown last year, which is rare.
But,
Like he led in all categories.
but I can just see
But
I just see a scenario where like Joe Burrow looks at it and it's like, bro, what the F? Like, I
yeah,
bring you guys
yeah,
to the
yeah.
Super Bowl. Can you tie down my guys? Can you keep my weapons, please?
If they keep flirting with fooling around, they will lose. They might lose Joe Burrow at some point.
That's
He
what
might
I'm
just be like, I'm done
saying.
with
I
this.
don't understand the
And
whole.
it's very rare for a quarterback in his prime to say I'm out.
Mm,
So they can't be cheap anymore. Like this is a new era of the Bengals. They're good. The problem is if you pay T Higgins, who's really good, like he's a wide receiver 2, but on so many teams he's a 1.
yeah.
And then Jamar is him and Justin Jefferson are the best in the
Mm.
league. So and CD, he's third. But if you look at it that way, those 3 contracts are hefty. So that would just gut the salary cap and the defense, which is already garbage. They would have no talent on the
They
field. So
even
it's like
friggin' let go of
Hendrickson. So
yeah, let him walk. I
he
was
wants
like,
out.
what?
So it's because the dollars. They just don't have enough because
Yeah.
they don't know what to do with these guys. So yeah, they'll be in big trouble. I think they're like defensively.
Mm.
Offensively, they'll score like 1,000,000 points. Defensively, they might give up 60 points to Josh Allen and pray that they win the game 68-60 or something like that.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes in due time. Not that we have to make this a big talking point, but maybe it could be something for future episodes every now and then, just because it's getting down to that time. How do you guys feel about NHL? I mean, expand our horizons,
I'm
our horizons a
just
little bit. Might get
My
into
my
that.
Hawks are doing too good, bro. That's the issue. They gotta keep losing, bro. Enough of this. Like,
We can get into the Stanley Cup playoffs and everything like that. Maybe not this episode, but going
yeah,
down the
no,
line, you might be able to get into that a little bit more.
like I said, my teams suck.
Pittsburgh
The Penguins
Penguins.
they're not good this year. Our defense is terrible.
Hashtag
Our
save Sidney
goaltending
Crosby.
save him. I've always said he must retire Penguin, but I hate what we've done to him, Malkin, Letang. Those are my guys, and to see it go like this, to see them with just scraps, like the team is not good, top to bottom. It's not good. So I feel bad for them, honestly, because we have the highest rate in terms of like allowing goals on the first shot, on the first attempt this year, which is crazy. Our goals against, our goals against average is terrible.
Yep.
So that's what's really put us in the gutter this year. Like there's no playoffs. I know for a moment there we were looking at wild card. Is it possible?
Yeah.
No. So
I think
tough, man.
the silver lining is Sidney Crosby might actually retire as Pittsburgh Penguin, because I thought he was going to leave this year at the trade deadline, because people were talking about. I saw it was
Colorado.
it's crazy that Marchand got moved.
Yeah,
I know
that one was
That's
nasty.
kind of weird. That's weird.
All because you can't agree on an extension.
Like a Boston lifer. Like that.
Yeah.
That's like.
That's weird. I saw him in that uniform, and
It doesn't look great.
that looks really odd.
It doesn't look great.
Yeah, it's like we'll see what happens in the playoffs. I mean, Winnipeg's really good.
Winnipeg's always really good, and then they just
they fold.
yeah.
In the East, Washington. Shout out to Ovechkin, who's gonna get that record.
He's like I think 8.
Insane.
I think he's 8 goals
Yeah,
as of
808.
today. I think 808.
He's insane. I respect the battles over the years of the Capitals. I don't like the Capitals, obviously, because I'm a Pittsburgh guy, but I do respect Ovechkin.
You respect greatness.
And I think the respect for him grew after he won. Because he had to get through us. We were going for the 3-peat that year. He went through us, and then he won. So I was like, all right, maybe let me ease up on my hatred a little bit. But yeah, no, for him to get the record, it's crazy work.
Yeah.
There are some people that think the weight of it is different because a lot of his goals are empty netters. That's like whatever, bro.
Man,
like, I don't, because on the contrary,
you shouldn't pull your tender, bro.
Like,
you shouldn't pull your goal if you want to.
I disagree with that point. Like people hating on this record chase.
It's a different record. It's like realistically, probably the game was a lot more. Like the league was there was a lot more parity in the league before. Like when
the goaltending's different too. Like the goaltending then versus now, or like in the Ovechkin era versus Gretzky era, you could argue it's better now, or better in Ovechkin's career. So you could have the same point on the contrary. So I respect the chase nonetheless. But we'll see what they do in the playoffs. They're really good. The Caps are, and then obviously the Leafs. They're balling, but
aren't they always?
It used to be a first round thing. Now it's like, what are they gonna do in the second round?
Yeah, now they're really the Cowboys because we're second round merchants all the time.
I don't even think the Leafs are gonna make it out the first round this year. If I'm being honest with you,
don't get me excited.
I genuinely don't even. This guy said, "Don't get me excited." Yeah, I genuinely don't see it. Tampa, we're gonna. If it ends today, I wanted to get into this real quick. First and foremost, I don't like the NHL playoff seeding. I don't like that.
Thank you. No, it's by far the worst.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
It's just
everyone wants it changed.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't like it, but I wanted to talk about, just because you had mentioned how you support Dallas teams, yada yada yada. Obviously, Dallas Stars go and trade for Mikko Rantanen. You know, if the NHL season ends today, the first round is Dallas Colorado, which is nasty.
What a series!
They played today actually, and I think Colorado won, if I'm not mistaken, in overtime. Yeah, Colorado won in overtime. Series, just the animosity.
Like, that's cinema. I can't lie. But Dallas, like the Stars, have been good since like they went to the Cup final in 2020. But the problem with them is they can't get over that hump again. Like they haven't been able to get past the conference finals.
Yeah.
Or the second round.
Keep
like they're a good team.
Edmonton.
It's just like that too.
Edmonton.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the playoffs. But yeah, look, man, Leafs fans out there, man, just wait.
Yeah, just wait and then keep waiting some more, okay? Because It's not looking good. Um,
Like they talk so much about me in Dallas. I'm like, you guys are the
Bro,
same.
they're literally
yeah,
England. They're dead
yeah,
ass
Bro,
England.
it's England.
They're
at
dead
least
ass
we
England.
won. Like we have championships before like
Hey,
after the 60s. Like
1967 or whatever year,
yeah,
1960,
yeah.
black and white TVs.
And they talk
Bro,
about me.
they
Like,
were up 3-1 against the worst team in the league in the playoffs, and then we beat them. We came back 3-1, and then we went to the Stanley Cup final. I don't want to hear it about the Leafs, bro. Leafs don't mean anything.
bro, like because they talk
Bro,
yeah they
our
talk a
best player was
lot,
Cole Caulfield and
Nick Suzuki.
bro.
Carey Price. That's it.
Bro, they literally talk so much. Like I've seen 3 cups. I'm good. I've seen them.
Yeah.
I've seen us in 4 finals. I'm good. You know,
Yeah.
I'm living large.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what's one thing I find really weird? Last thing for, we don't have to make this a whole big discussion. I find it really weird. Obviously, sports landscapes are different in every single sport, and this and the third, whatever. But in the NHL, obviously, the Leafs are actually like a desirable place to play. Like a lot of people, yeah, like a lot of people are either from Toronto or from in and around the GTA, so or just from Ontario, whatever. So they grow up being Leafs fans, this and the third. But like, as people that you also follow basketball, you follow the Raptors, and it's like, good God, someone wants to come to the Raptors. What that, you know what I mean? It's like a big thing.
We got Brandon Ingram. We got so excited.
Yeah, but it's like the Leafs. So like the Leafs, we got Mitch Marner up for a contract. We got John Tavares up for the contract, and it's like if this was the Raptors, it's like throw him the bank. You know what I mean? Throw him the key. Yeah, and it's just get him to stay here. Whereas for the Leafs, it's like I mean, we might sign him. You know what I mean? We might let him go.
Yeah.
We might whatever because we'll be good either way. Someone's gonna want to come, which is crazy to me to see. Like it's just a totally different dynamic.
Think about it like this: like we don't even worry. Like if we lose and senior game is game, like we're probably gonna figure out some other crazy.
Another Italian probably.
Yeah, we'll come through because they grew up.
Bro, like we went and picked up Pozuelo, and Pozuelo cooked that year.
Yeah.
He was here.
So
that's how it is. Like they grow up rooting for the club, or they're around the club growing up. So like, yeah,
I just find it so different in hockey where it's like you actually want to come to the Leafs. Like it's an honor for you to come to really.
It's like the biggest market
where you like the being the cold.
Yeah,
and water being Toronto.
It's freaky to see. It's weird. But, yeah. Okay. Breaking news. This is what time is it right now? 11:04 p.m. Eastern time. We just finished the podcast about 20 minutes ago, rambling on whatever. And ignore everything that we said about the Cincinnati Bengals because they decided we're not cheap no more. And wanted to go and extend not only Jamar Chase but also T. Higgins 4-year contracts. What was it, Johnny? You were saying 4 years.
So Jamar got 4 years, 161 million, and T got 4 years, 115 million. So Chase is the highest non-paid QB in NFL history, and Higgins is now the highest paid wide receiver too. But again, like I said, he could be a wide receiver 1 on so many teams.
Yeah, so we figured we had to come back on, restart the thing just because that happened. I take back everything I said by calling them cheap. My fault. That's on me.
Yeah, same. Sorry, I guess.
My bad. What do you think this means? We're just spitballing right now. What do you think this means for the rest of the team? Because that's obviously a boatload of money that they have tied up, and essentially 3 players. Because obviously Joe Burrow still has his money. You got a defense to sort out still. There's other things within the club that or within the team that need to get dealt with, and you do it. So what is it? Are you hoping through the draft now that you're able to build? Are you gonna move assets for picks and just hope you draft well? Like, what's the, you know what I mean? How does it look? What do we do?
Draft, bro. Like they're gonna have to use a majority of their picks on defense, but that's a good thing. That's a blessing about the draft. Like it's 7 rounds. You got multiple picks, so a lot of teams are built within the draft. Mm-hmm. There's good prospects all over the place, but yeah, if they miss, let's say they don't have a good draft, then you're in a tough spot, right? So, because right now with those 2 deals, with the Burrow deal, yeah, they're looking at getting scraps on the market if they're looking anywhere else, because their cap situation, yeah, they're gonna be in the gutter. I can't lie. When it comes to getting superstars on the defense, that won't be happening. But it's kind of crazy though, because you don't really see 2 wide receivers at the same time get a fat deal like that. Yeah, it's because they almost paid basically what per year they're gonna give like 70 million to their receivers.
Yeah.
which is insane to think about.
It's weird because so I'm looking at the 2025 draft picks right now, which we didn't really talk about NFL draft. We can bring that up maybe next episode, whatever it is,
Yeah.
closer to the draft. But they do have they do have all their picks from round 1 to round 6. So they have 17th in the first round, 49th second round, 81st in the third round, and then I mean those are realistically you can get some pretty good players round 3, round 4, 5, 6 here. You know,
then you're hoping.
Yeah, diamond in the rough type deal. But at least they do have picks, so maybe, who knows? Maybe they look to package certain things and move up to this, that, and the third. I don't know. Maybe not this draft, maybe in future drafts, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, I figured we would have to hop back on, address that.
Breaking news right there. Breaking news.
See, look at that. We're getting but Northside talks. We're on top of our shit today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
So, now, thank y'all for listening. Make sure to check out the podcast, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And be on the looks for some new things. We, get to talking, and the podcast might grow a little bit in certain different ways, content-wise, everything like that. So stay tuned. And we see y'all next week at episode 18. Y'all be easy.